Top of the afternoon, top of the afternoon, top of the Sunday afternoon. It's your boy B Jizzle back with another edition and my co-host Kales with the Intels for Position Predictions episode 5. We talking about them heavy hitters today, Kales, and I know some of them got to have some big hands because I know you like them big hands on the D-line. How we doing out there in the nation's capital today?
Pretty good. It was kind of like a cool, brisk day. And tomorrow's supposed to be back in the 70s. So
I know it was just snowing out here 2 days ago, and then the sun was out, and it was like 49 degrees here today in Washington. Really bipolar weather up here. It's kind of bipolar, it seems like, all across the nation. But special shout out to everybody tapping in on all three platforms. Thank you to our green badges on Built Different Group, Facebook carrying the load, and all of the Patreon supporters for Position Predictions. We're covering D-Line today as there's been some changes on the D-Line, but shout out to everybody on the LinkedIn tip, all the professionals over there on LinkedIn. Shout out to everybody going to be attending Military Creator Con in Arlington next month, and special shout out to everybody on YouTube tapping in on another edition of Position Predictions. We got this D-Line to cover, and we had to go to the D to get our next special guest. And a lot of y'all may know her, but after the day you will know her because basically her, Kels, and I, we all go back to 2018. So let's look at my girl Cowboys Nikki to the foe. How we doing today?
Hey, Cowboy I'm good. Nikki. I am good. Can't complain. How are you guys?
Good. How's the weather out there in DFW? I heard they got the Go Fast Grand Prix going on out there. The cars zipping around the stadium.
It's actually pretty chilly today. It's windy. Yeah. The wind is real high, and it's a little chilly.
Okay. Well, I know you've been keeping your ear to the street because we just posted something on Built Different Group, and let me go ahead and pull that up. Let's go ahead and minimize this because yesterday we did a 72-hour recap with Body Cannabis, Cowboy, Kels, and I, the big three, on all of the moves. Now, today we're specifically talking about D-Line, but if you're just joining, maybe you've been streaming under a rock, we're going to show you this little post right quick, so that way you can get caught up on all of the moves. If I can get it up. Man, my goodness, what's going on here? There we go. Is it not coming up? Anyway, I'm having a little technical difficulties over here. But let us know the comments are working while I try to get my stuff together over here on this end.
Yeah, the comments are coming in.
Okay, good. There we go. Let's get it up here. Having a little problems here with the StreamYard. Come on now.
Yeah, StreamYard been acting kind of funny.
Yeah. They ain't gonna act funny when they take that money out of my account every month. But here we go. We got the actions here with most of the snapshot. There's been a lot of movement, especially at the DT position where we shipped out Osa and we brought in Otito. So let me grab my girl Nikki's thoughts on this right quick. What was your thoughts when we shipped out Osa to the Niners for a third-round pick in the draft coming up?
I wasn't upset about it because I knew the reasoning behind them doing it, and I knew exactly why they were doing it, and the reason they did it made a lot of sense. It wasn't that they didn't feel like Osa was a good player or but it's the fact of the scheme. CP is going to be running more of a 3-4 scheme, and Osa is more of a 4-3 scheme guy. And when you're running the 3-4 scheme, you got to have these big bodies and that can get off that line real quick and fast. And that's kind of where Osa kind of slacked at some. And especially with him being more of a 4-3 tech guy. So the move, some people was upset about the move, but for me, I understood the reasoning. And we drafted him as in the third round. So to get a third round back from him, for me, was cool, because we needed that third round pick because we don't have a second round pick. So we needed that third round pick. And now that gives us 4 or 5 picks in the top 100. That's what's up.
I agree
think
with you.
it's three in the top.
Three,
One,
top
one,
500, one of it. I
hold
mean, top
on.
100.
BG, do you have that draft pick?
Yeah, I got it. Let me pull it up here for you right quick.
Because I mean that fourth round pick may be in the top 100.
If I'm not mistaken, it is
It's kind of
kind
sort
of
of,
sort of
but not really.
like, yeah.
But
But
still, we
So,
did get a third round pick. I mean, we didn't get anything for him, but I think most importantly, we shipped off that contract we just paid Osa,
and the
which
contract.
helped free up some money because you know how Jerry does. They wheeling and dealing on these restructures and things like that. But let's go ahead and let's slide to this DT stuff because Kels, I always know you got the intels. I mean, are we still looking for big bodies, the 300 plus club per the CP type going into this draft? Is this a real need right now? And which ones do the Cowboys have their eyes on?
yeah, that's what we definitely need, especially with this 4-3, 4-2-1, 5-2 scheme that they're going to do. You need big bodies for defensive end and for the DTs.
Yeah, because it looks like we got the 300 club going on. I know that Christian Parker didn't bring these guys here, but we did re-sign Kenny Clark. We still have Quinnen up there and JT or Jay Toya, the DT that we drafted. I think he was last year, right, Kel?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big boy. He 300 plus big Samoan kid. I mean, might we see some more reps out of this guy under this new scheme? Would we see some more Jay Toya possibly? Because he's up the depth chart now with Osa out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's going like what we talked about yesterday. Even with the addition to Kenny Clark, Otita Oben.
Yeah, I can't say his name either.
I know.
Arbania.
Yeah, Obania.
Yeah.
They're going to be those two going to be good mentors as far as the nose tackle for Jay Toya.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a good move to get him. And plus I liked them anyway. But the Chargers got him and I really wanted Dallas to have him. But we was doing a fourth. When was he drafted? Because DQ was in the building. So
was it? I thought it was last year. Has he been here 2 years now?
It's been like 2 or 3 years.
So yeah,
maybe at least 2. I could have sworn it was last year, but I know because I was like, why did we go get this big kid? We didn't even see that many reps with him at least last year that I can remember.
So Zimmer was running a 3-4 defense
at times.
So I'm surprised we didn't get him. I mean, I liked him. I mean, I would have drafted high to get him. But, I would have really liked him to be with us.
Well, who do you got on this list of intels as you dropped some nuggets on us last show, especially with the Max Crosby stuff? What kind of intels do you got for us this week coming in with the 300 club on these DTs? As we got NFL draft buzz up right now.
Okay, so let's talk about Dante Corleone.
All right, we got him up, and I'll pull up his highlights while you go ahead and kick it off.
Okay, so Dante Corleone, he is from Cincinnati. He's a senior. His prospect grade is a 5.96. So for him to come in, this will probably more than likely will be like a later round, maybe like a later day 2 probably, but definitely a day 3, somewhere in the day 3.
Ooh, 6 foot, 340. Yikes.
Yes. So more than likely he will be like a backup. So he will definitely be a rotational piece on the D-line, and he will definitely be used very well in special teams. So he's 340. He came in at the combine at 6 feet, 6.5 feet. His arm span is 31 and 7/8 inches. His hand size is 9.5. So at the combine, he came in 12th in production score with 65. Athleticism, he ranked 13th. with a score of 70 in athleticism, which brought his total score to 68. And he came in in 13. So he is a squatty rundown defender. He has a broad build. He with the natural play strength. He is known as the Godfather.
Does it mean he murking folks on the field?
Yeah,
I mean, what's up with that?
He can murk some folks. One thing about him, he did have a bout with blood clots in 2024 that may require some additional medical work for NFL teams when they do evaluations at pro days and as well as the 30-day visits. Oh, speaking of 30-day visits, DLINE, my son DLINE, was invited by the Cowboys for a 30-day visit.
The cornerback, Mansour DLINE?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good news.
Yeah. My dude.
Oh, wait a minute. I moved my screen down some. Okay, so his frame is compact, girthy, and broad. He's a plus play strength with hand leverage at a point of contact. He's good on short area, foot quickness, and athleticism. So he gets off of the blocks very well.
Even at 340. That's impressive.
So he will be playing. So with the 3-4 system, they will be doing the BC gaps. So he's very good in those gap formations. He stays on his feet. He stretches for the ball through contact, and he has a brute force that will construct the pocket. And he's a bull rusher. He don't have a lot of weaknesses. The thing, some of his cons is doesn't operate with disruptive first step quickness. His arms are for his frame is kind of short as far as with block control as a two gapper. He lacks hip sinks to defend and defeat angle blocks. But he still gets off the blocks real well. So I'm trying to figure that part out. But that's it.
Well, what separates him, and shout out to Blaze, a whole bunch of 37, 38, maybe. I don't know what that is. Lee Hunter, he's talking about what does Dante Corleone, how is he, over these guys here? Is Caden McDonald, I think, per Draft Buzz is top ranked. I know that Christian Parker has his type, so it's kind of a twofold question. Why Dante Corleone over these guys? Is he more of a specific fit? Is that why? Or is there a special skill set that he brings at 6 foot, 340 pounds?
So with him, he could play 3-4 and he could play 4-3.
So he can play both.
He can play both.
And the Cowboys, Nikki, they love some, we always seem to have this thing in Dallas as we toss it up my girl Cowboys Nikki. We draft a circle and try to put them in a square and like that little daycare thing. We all got kids. You take your kids to the daycare. You got circle, square, star, triangle. Cowboys always drafting a square, trying to put it in the star. It sounds like we're trying to put folks in the right position now. At least, right, Nikki?
Yeah, that's the good thing about see this staff that we have right now. They're actually going after players that actually fit their scheme versus getting players because of their name or just because it's the most popular name out there. So I know a lot of fans, was upset saying, "Oh, why we didn't get this person? Why we didn't get that person?"
Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, and not even just them, just other, free agents that was out there. They felt like we should have gotten. But when I go back and I look at their background, there's some of they things that they do, I understood why, because it did not fit what Christian Parker is trying to do on his team with defense.
Okay,
right.
With that being said, who you got up on your list that the Cowboys should be looking at in terms of these DTs on this defensive line? Because Lord knows we need some defense. Who you got up on your list so I can pull up some highlights and we can talk about them right quick, Cowboys, Nikki?
You know, I like I I
Lee,
I
Lee
I,
Hunter
I, don't-
seems to be a popular name. I think he's right up
I
underneath
really do.
Caden
I really,
McDonald.
really do like. I do like Hannah. I really, really do like. I really do like Hannah. I think he is probably one of the top ones on my list that I would actually go for.
Mm-hmm.
If there and if
6'4",
available,
318 seems to check out on the size.
right? And
Kels, does he got big hands? What's the hand
I was
size
about to
on?
say he got the big
Oh, he got
hands.
some hands.
Yeah, and I like his speed. Uh, he's pretty fast. He's pretty fast to movement and getting out there. So I like that about him as well.
It's gonna be nice that we have a little defense and we can stop some folks and get them off
But
the field and make them punt and things like that.
speed on the defense, because a lot of the past players that we had, they were big, had big hands, but they were slow to react. So we need players that's fast to reaction as well.
Joe Tranchina says, "Can he tackle?" I'm pretty sure.
I think it's talking about Dante
Yeah.
Corleone.
Yeah, he's a pretty good tackler.
Yeah.
And Dante Corleone. Yeah, he got some big hands. His hands are coming in at 9 1/4. Yeah, he is 6'3" and a half. His wingspan is 33 1/4, and he's also a nose tackle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he specialized as a premier run defender.
Well, how does this rank up as we talk about these different positions? I know we're on DT. We just brought in Ogbania Otito in. We shipped out Osa. Where does this rank at? Because I know I'm hearing everybody still saying linebacker is the most glaring need that we need at Big 12. Do we see the Cowboys? I mean, is there a BPA scenario where one of these guys could fall at 12 and we got like a linebacker and a DT dilemma? Do you see that happening?
No, I don't see
I don't. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Nikki.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't see Hunter or Corleone going in the first round.
And honestly, I wouldn't take them in the first round.
Right.
I wouldn't take them in the first round. They would actually be maybe a late second round, third round pick for me.
Right.
Yeah. Is that because we just we shipped out Osa and we brought in Otito and we got the guys that seems like up front that fit this scheme, or do they need one more piece on the D-line, do y'all think, to add to this new look 3-4 defense?
I think we can use one more piece or so to add to that, but it would have to be one that checks all the boxes. All of them.
Not like a Mozzie Smith. At least no Michigan players,
not like
right?
a Mozzie Smith that just have the size but don't know how to use it.
Poor Mozzie been the Cowboy fan base whipping boy for the last 3 years.
Yeah, I was so happy when they got rid of him.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I mean, it looked like he would have been promising, but then, we spent that. I think we drafted him at 12 that year, wasn't it, Kels? We drafted him pretty high in that first round, and it just didn't pan out. And so I think there might be that fears with Cowboy fans too, but it's great that y'all say that they're not first round picks. So we might be looking at linebacker or one of these other positions other than DT, especially because of the scheme and the movement that we've had up front.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But what I could honestly say real quick on this is that I like the way that they are moving with these pieces that they're getting, because what this does, it allows us to not panic in the draft and reach how we have did the last 2 years or 3 years in the draft. We reached and it was just like players that we could have got third, fourth round, but we reached in the draft, panicked and reached. So the moves that we've made solidifies that they can go best player available in the draft.
Which I'm glad that you bring that up, because Kels talked about it on our first edition here on episode 1, as we defined BPA to make this the foundation of what we're talking about, because it's going to continually change as it's continuing to change now in the BPA scenario. But Kels, I mean, this BPA is all of this defense and all these players that we got coming in. I mean, could we draft like an offensive person at 12 in one of these BPA scenarios currently sitting today? Because a lot of fans are just saying BPA because they don't want to target a particular defensive player because they're scared a CeeDee Lamb might be there like he was in 20, I think, when we drafted him.
I mean, yeah, that's always a case. I've never said that. But the way that the Cowboys are moving now, they're not using their resources on offense, especially in those first few rounds. And when you looked at the prospects that they have interviewed, especially at Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl, and the Combine, they have all been 99% defense.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you saying that. That's very, very important. That means no kickers, for everybody out there on the Brandon Aubrey tip.
It's really not a lot of. It's really basically no kickers.
There's really no kickers. There's really no kickers there.
It's no kickers.
Yeah.
Interesting. 99% defense. So does that mean there's a 1% chance we could draft an offensive person at BPA pick 12? This is what I love about the draft. You never know what's going to happen those first 11 picks. The BPA is continuing to change, like you shared with us on episode 1, through free agency. Now that's been open since March 11th. The Cowboys have made way more moves this season, which Cowboys Nikki alluded to. She's happy with a lot of these placement feels that we're getting because we're shaping up for that BPA scenario. So let's get to our next DT Chaos. Who do you got up on the list so we can get some film going and talk about this next prospect?
I would like to talk about, this is who I love. Give me Caleb Banks.
All right, Caleb Banks coming right on up.
I like Caleb Banks, but I still think
Banks out of Florida. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, Kels. It's all yours.
Okay. So if we are to draft Caleb Banks from Florida, this will be my frat brother's Rashawn Gary's bestie.
Oh man, you already called Rashawn Gary. You can't. I mean, you won't get 2 for 2 on this guy.
This will be his bestie. He is a highly athletic, massive 6'6", 327 pounds, with a record setting. I'm gonna say that again. A record setting wingspan of 85 3/4 inches.
What's his nickname? The Swatter? I mean, he's like large, 6'6" with that kind of range.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of balls getting swatted down at the line of scrimmage. I don't know. That's just the visual I got there. But go ahead.
Yes. He ran a 4.04 40-yard dash, 32-inch vertical. He is projected as a mid to late first round pick. He can play 3 tech and he could play 5 tech defense on a 3-4 base formation scheme. His draft stock, it did not drop a lot. He did have a fractured foot that limited him a little bit in his 2025 season, but his physical tools and high energy playing style have him considered, like I said, as a first round pick.
So he's a first round worthy.
Yes, he's very first round.
Is that because of his size, 6'6", 300 and something, and all that wingspan and everything?
Exactly. So some of the fun things about him, he was at the Combine and he was at the Senior Bowl. So here's one of the things about the Senior Bowl with him. I was very looking forward to seeing him. He did not complete the remainder of his drills due to not being pleased with his performance. And that was after the 40. That was either after the 40 or the on-field drills he did. But he decided to save his performance for his pro day, which is coming up on March 26th. So we will get to. I think Florida's pro day will be showing on the NFL Network. I will double back again and check the schedule on that. But he has a big long limbed interior defensive frame. His outstanding physical traits is with good short area quickness. He uses his long arms and heavy hands to stun blockers. He has power to press and separate at the point. He controls the action convincingly when he lands first, above average first step quickness and pursuit movements. His rush traits, waiting to be unlocked as a pro. He combines step, fake, and slap to create pressure opportunities. Above average burst to get close on the quarterback. Some of the things as far as his that needs to be worked on is his lack of opening and closing as a pass rusher. Fatigues, and he sees he fatigues and sees his rush effectiveness decline. So that was apart from the combine, but this is a big boy. Yeah,
6'6", 300 and what? 20 something? God dang. 8
he
foot.
came in 327 at the combine. So his NFL comparison is Javon Dexter Sr.
I'm not familiar.
But I like him.
Yeah.
And his broad jump was 9 feet 6 inches for a big boy.
Cowboys Nikki, you want to add anything to that? On that big guy, 6'6", so it's 320 some pounds. I mean, that's probably be like the biggest. I don't know. We've had some pretty big guys on the line in Dallas, but he might be one of the biggest.
Add to him is his speed, his quickness. If you notice, everybody that CP has chosen this particular time, you go back and you look at their speed. And that's what it's all about. Like speed, who can move, who can get to where they supposed to be on time and not behind time. You know, like a couple of that was on the team last year, like Kenneth Murray.
Yeah, I mean, Christian Parker made it clear. His philosophy is stop the run and get to the quarterback. It's that simple. Right. Stop the run first and get to the quarterback. Right. And I think that's where speed comes in, I think.
And because of his size, with his speed, he ranks 94th percent.
I'm just amazed that he's ranked down there as far as he is, especially on Draft Buzz. But I know that's just one particular site. But it's interesting to hear all of these, these differences with all these players because they got a lot to bring. And I don't think Dallas has been in this kind of position before. I mean, we've got picks. We're, fixing the salary cap through a bunch of restructures. We're shipping folks out. They managing the books like Jerry and everybody knows how to do at the Star. So this BPA scenario is going to keep continuing to shape up. But let us know down there below. We know this is not a sexy topic. The defensive line. Everybody wants linebacker. Everybody wants edge. We'll be talking about edges next week. But with this new 3-4 style, Kales, it looks like speed and size matters most in a 3-4.
Yeah. Yes. And Joe Tranchina, we're not shopping at the dollar store this time, so we could kill that noise. And no, we're not
drafting. No, I wouldn't draft a running back in the first round.
But so Lovelace is not going. J Love's not going to fall to 12.
No,
I don't see him falling. I don't see him falling to 12 at all.
Let me just throw it back to Joe. If it ain't J Love, who you talking about at 12? Let's just get that out when we talk about these BPAs. But
we're wasting a draft pick on a position that we don't need.
Yeah, I mean, we just signed Javonte Williams 3 years for $24 million, and we still got Jaden Blue we drafted last year. Oh, and running back Phil Maffa.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So I mean, our running back room is okay. Now the thing is, I will probably see them getting a running back, and we're not even talking about running backs right now because this is not the week for running backs. So if that's the case, they're going to go like an undrafted free agent, and it's going to be competition between that said player and Jaden Blue.
Right. I'm going to pull up the Dallas Cowboys depth chart. I don't know if they've been updating it, but this is something that I encourage fans to go and check out. You know, if you say, hey, should we draft this person? How about let's take a look at who do we have in the running back room? As you know, we're talking defense, but folks, we're talking running back. So you got Javonte Williams and Malik Davis and Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa, who's still not on there. So, I mean, what running back? Let us know which one, if it ain't Jay Love, there as we get back to these DT scales.
Check the injured reserve, because that's where Phil Maffa. No, he came off the injured reserve.
Yeah, I think he came right off at the end, and he played a little bit at the last part of the season. But all right, Kels, who you got up next? Man, I can't see.
Oh, it's Nikki's turn.
All right, Nikki, who you got up next? I need to keep up here. Oh, I had her on mute. Are you there?
Uh-huh.
Dang, we're having all kinds of problems. You up? Who you got, Cowboys, Nikki?
You know, it's crazy because, you know, me and Kels always talk about the players, our choices, our picks before. And when I told her who one of my picks was, it's amazing that it's crazy that it was the same player that we both chose. And I said that he would be, but I would take him, and I wouldn't take him in the first round. I would actually take him maybe late second, early third round. That's what I would take him by Banks, because when I watched some of his films, he probably like one of the only and biggest ones that fit what Christian Parker is trying to do and wanting to do. I mean, there's other prospects out there, but he checks all those boxes. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, it's just refreshing that we seem like we got staff, not Jerry or not Catboy. We got staff going out sourcing folks and putting their input on more than just one person. They've empowered Shoddy, empowered Christian Parker, bringing him in, first-time defensive coordinator, to go and get this grocery list that's shaping up as we head into the draft. But
yeah. So what player you have next, Nick?
Whereas defensive tackle?
Yeah.
You know, I really like our boy from LSU. And you know I'm an LSU girl, but I really like our boy from LSU.
What's his name?
I think I sent it to you. Hold on, let me pull it up on my end.
You sent it to me or BG?
No, I sent it to you.
Well,
let me get. We can come back to it. To it.
My power cord is acting up, but we got all kind of problems on here. I'm hoping my
right?
laptop don't cut off. I'm like making sure this power stay on so we can stay streaming here no matter the difficulties we got. But what's the name? I've got the names up here. I've got Caden McDonald. I don't think we've covered him yet. He's top of the NFL draft buzz. Lee Hunter, Dante Corleone, Dominique Orange, Darrell Jackson. Big Citrus.
That's
I like
Big
that.
Citrus. Orange.
I like the color orange. Let's talk about Dominique Orange.
And then we'll get the LSU play because my phone is acting crazy. All right, so
no, mine not. It's not. I don't know why. And I don't want to click out and then try to go get to it and then it click me out.
No,
don't
want to do it. I'll get it for you.
I'll pull it in I'm pulling it now.
So Dominique Orange, he will eventually be a starter. This is like a late pick. He's from Iowa State. His hand size, he has one of the biggest hand size at 10 1/4 inches. His wingspan is 33 3/8. He is 6'2", 322 pounds. So some of his combine things, he wasn't at the combine. But he is a sturdy nose tackle. He's capable of mudding up the middle of the field with his first step, quickness, and take on power. He will bulldoze you into the ground. His reaction time makes it hard to reach block him in zone. That's one of the things that he is going to be doing. He has the anchor to play landlord over the A gaps against the double teams. He gets bounced around on contact, but is excellent in recovery and winning the final phase of rep. Orange is a non-factor as a pass rusher. But his value versus the run should attack teams. He has long arms with big hands. Y'all know how I am
Yeah,
about
he's 6'2", 322, and he got big hands. Okay, checking out there.
And long arms to go with it. It's a plus in my book. He has explosive power in both his upper and lower body. Impressive reaction quickness to prevent being reached by zone blockers. He pairs a slide step and arm over move to create gap penetration. Sturdy base makes him hard to clear from the A gap. So let me rephrase. So with the 3-4, you will be doing A gaps. Using anchor and spin counters to ward off wash down blocks. Long arms help him get hands on runners to slow their momentum through the line. We really don't have a lot of cons except for lower body control. He needs to prove he can slide with lateral blocks with square pads. So it's not a lot of cons with him. As far as the type of, I want to say he is a 3-tech.
You know, I could see the Cowboys drafting him, Nikki. Big citrus, that kind of got a ring to it, right? Cowboys
Big
citrus,
citrus.
some OJ. Jerry gonna have some OJ with his McDonald's in the morning or something like that. I mean, it sounds about right, don't it?
That sounds right.
Big Citrus. I like that. I like the nicknames. We've had the Godfather, Big Citrus. One of them we just gave a name to Swatter.
I be digging for all the stuff that's not even be known. I'm like, outside of stat, what could we really tell about this? But
right,
it was
right,
like, yeah.
right.
Oh, okay, so he is a hybrid. Nikki,
so
BG,
he fits the scheme.
Been talking about hybrids.
I love hybrids. Tackles.
Yes, he so he is a run stiffer. That's one good thing he said. He is a primarily nose tackle, but he is also considered a hybrid with the versatility to play 3-tech, combining impressive strength with surprising agility. Not only that, he can play 5-tech, he can play 7-tech, and he can play 9-tech. Again, this could be a Rashawn Gary's bestie right here. His vertical jump was he has a vertical jump of 34 inches. This is a day 2, day 3 pick. He is a pass rush and run defender. This boy can squat 650 pounds.
Damn. Yeah, shout out to everybody. That's a lot of weight. Shout out to everybody, especially on YouTube. Got some new folks chiming in here. Shout out to Luis. We see your comments up. Appreciate you tapping in. He says, what first year DT comes from college and produces in the first year of the NFL against more savvy linemen? We have bigger needs. You're right. We do. But we're talking about DT here, so we know you might be new here, but we appreciate you tapping in. We're specifically talking DTs, nose tackles, all those types on the defensive line here today, because in the BPA scenario, we don't know what's going to happen. Now, we know the need is linebacker, and we have other needs, but we're examining the DTs. We'll be on edges next week, but I agree with you. Mozzie was drafted high and came in and didn't do squat. So I agree with your theory there. I don't think there's I think that's unanimous across the board at this point.
Yeah, right.
Nikki,
right.
Which one you're talking about? Patrick Payton, Jack,
I'm talking about Richard Anderson.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
talking
a
about
right there.
yeah, I'm talking about Richard Anderson.
Okay.
He's he's considered a top 10. Well, that he could go into and go in the top 10 of the draft.
Damn.
He's a, he's a space eater. He plays well on an interior line. He also is another versatile defensive tackle. He can play defensive end. He could play whatever position they need him to play on that defensive line. He could play it.
So he's a plug and yes. So he's basically a
He's a
plug
plug and play.
play.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing about he wasn't even at the combine.
Nope. He said he was gonna wait for pro day.
Pro day.
I think that was his high school. Let me try to get to some of his college. He went to LSU.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Anderson.
No, not Richard Anderson.
It's
Aaron
Richard.
Anderson.
Richard.
No, I'm sorry, Richard.
Yeah, I'm not the same.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. This is the We Got Problems show, but we're gonna get through it eventually.
Yeah, I like him.
All right, he's up. Richard Anderson, LSU, said he could go at the top 10. Whew. I mean, who's really checking? Let's just do a temp check right quick. Like, which of the 11 teams before us, Kels? I mean, is anybody really checking for DT and D-line like that? Or is it all about these edges and linebackers and skill players other than the Bubbas?
The thing is, we have teams that so if we're looking at, let's look at 1 through 12. Shoot, Raiders need everything. The Jets need everything.
But the Raiders are likely going to take, Fernandez,
they're
right?
getting that quarterback. They're getting Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, we already know they taking a quarterback.
Yeah. Once he goes to the Raiders, that's going to be the top selling jersey. I guarantee you for the next year. Shout out to Raider Nation. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, who's really checking? Like, if this guy could go in the top 10, like, which teams are we concerned that may try to snag somebody before we?
Tell you the truth, all these teams need it.
Yeah.
That comes in before us.
Yeah, and I think I like him too. Is I like his size. He's 360, 6'3".
Yeah, you got to be 3 something to do something in Dallas now. It seems like, especially on that D line. And shout out to Lewis tapping back, and he says, "Don't forget we got Jay Toy. Yeah, we did talk about him. He did slide up in Osa's absence. Now it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with Jay Toya. I mean, he's a 300-pound guy too, big Samoan. He's one of the biggest DTs, I believe, in that draft a year or 2 years ago when the Cowboys took him. So now we likely know the Cowboys are not going to take a DT at 12, but it's important that we examine these folks when we get into this crunch time scenario. I mean, I know Will McClay and his staff, they know all these players front end, back to back, like all of them. Probably at the combine, they probably got a profile on all the guys that went to the combine, right, Kels? Like they pretty much know about everybody.
Yeah, the combine, the Shrine Bowl, the
Senior
Bowl, and the pro days. And I'm looking at the draft order now. So Vegas, they need a D-line. The Jets, they need an edge. Arizona Cardinals, they need edge and D-line.
And quarterback.
The Titans. Yeah. No, I'm just looking as far as
I know, I'm just saying they get Connor with the Minnesota. It was funny, everybody talking about Kyler.
Yeah. Tennessee Titans, they need an edge. New York Giants, they need D-line. So they need a tackle and they need they need everything. The Cleveland Browns need an edge. The Commanders need an edge. New Orleans,
you get an edge.
Right. New Orleans Saints need an edge. Kansas City, they need an edge, a linebacker, and a defensive line. The Bengals, they need a defensive lineman. They need a linebacker. They need an edge. Miami Dolphins, they need an edge. Shoot, the Cowboys, we need everything that's on defense and an O-line.
All right, I'm going to pull up this mock draft simulator. We're going to go through a mock draft and just see how this DT position plays out. If there's any more players that y'all like to go over, just let me know. We'll get the film up. We'll go through them right now. I'll get this mock draft up.
LT Overton, Bama.
Hey, I know that name, Overton. I served with an Overton, especially
So
he's Alabama, right?
Yeah, he's a hybrid. So he is a defensive tackle and he is an edge. But I think he's going to enter into the draft as an edge and not a DT.
Interesting. Okay, we got some film up on him here. I'll get this.
Yeah, it seems like every team needs defense.
Well, it didn't help that Seattle was the stingiest defense in the league last year and went all the way to the chip, especially with Tank. And now I know we got you here. What's your thoughts on Tank as you're talking to our audience first? You've seen Tank come and go. How you feel about Tank leaving and standing on business in Seattle, Nikki?
I mean, I'm cool with it. You know, I think sometimes change of scenery works for a lot of players. You know,
that's
just
though,
that's just what
in
it
that
is.
first year and then just bam, hit dice. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, but I think the only thing pissed me off was that he could never stay healthy for us. You know,
right.
but hey, it is what it is. I'm happy for him. You know, he deserved it.
When players leave us, they like they ain't have a bit of injury or nothing.
Right. I'm just like, wow. No, so but hey, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
All right, we got the mock draft up, so we're gonna go ahead and kick it off, and we're gonna take a look at which of the DTs or these D-line are gonna be there, and then we'll go through this mock draft.
Let me maximize my screen. Okay, go ahead. See, they be going so fast you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, DL, yeah.
All right, Peter Woods, Caleb Banks, Caden McDonald, Lee Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know in the comments below if you're checking out this mock draft. You can check this out. I'll share this link in the comments, the mock draft simulator. I'm going to start posting some more content of our mock draft.
Wait a minute, scroll up a little bit because I see the top four. I see 4 of them right there on the top that CP and them are looking at.
These are the top defensive line that we can go all. Jeremiah Love at 12. Oh, look at that.
Nope, go back to DL.
Where's whoever was saying drop a running back?
Yep, Christian Miller is still up there. See, all of them up there.
Ooh. Yeah, they are still there. I like Peter Woods too.
Yeah, I like Peter Woods too.
Let's go. These are who went first in this mock. Fernando went to Indiana, or no, he went first. Arvell Reese, linebacker. David Riley or Bailey. Ruben Bain, the edge.
Who is 4 in the draft?
Francis Maoga.
Tennessee. No, I'm talking about as far as the team. Tennessee. I don't see Tennessee getting him.
That's interesting though. Jeremiah Love fell to 12 in this mock draft. So for everybody tapping in, I mean, we want defense, but this could be a scenario where, I mean, imagine Love falling and Love being passed by Dallas. Imagine that, Nikki. What would the headlines be like if Jeremiah Love gets passed by Dallas at pick 12?
Oh my God, people will be like, they're gonna go crazy. Now, how you passed up the best running back in the draft for They're gonna go crazy.
But we just signed Javonte Williams, though. We just signed Javonte Williams, but it's J Love. J Love. We passed
let's go back. But let's go back to when we got Lamb. At the time when we got Lamb and Lamb fell to 12, to be honest, we really didn't need Lamb at that time.
We didn't.
We really didn't need him at that time. But I mean, I'm glad we got him. But we didn't really need him.
That's what I love about this situation, especially when the scenarios shape up, because it's going to make people make on the fly decisions. And when it comes to this draft, who knows what's going to happen in the first 11 picks? Like, I mean, Jeremiah Love,
But
Mansour DeLane, all of them are there.
I would still take
all of them now.
I would still take DLINE or even Dylan Fenneman. But even
I would still go. I would still go defense. I would still go. I was me, and I was turning in the card.
All right, we're going to take Mansour DeLane. We're going to see how this shapes up because we definitely got a need at cornerback. We need cornerback probably more than we do DT right now. But here we are at pick 20. Let's see who is available. Let's go to the D-line.
I would get Caleb Banks. I would get Banks. See, all of them still there.
I would get Banks.
Overton still
Overton. Who else still there?
I wouldn't get Overton.
Big Citrus is down there.
I would get him.
Dante
Corleone.
Yeah.
Caleb Proctor is still there.
Uh-huh.
Now let's go to all. Let's look at BPA. Wide receiver Jordan Tyson, tight end. Please no, thank you. Dylan Fenneman, safety. I mean, who would we take at this point? We got Mansour DeLane at pick 12.
If we're talking D-line, I will go D-line. I mean, since that's what we're on right now.
Yeah, but we're also looking at BPA. So, you know, are we going to take a reach on one of these D-lines? Who are we going for here?
No, let me see. Let me look at the edge.
Cassius Howell is up. TJ Parker.
I like R. Mason Thomas. We'll talk about him next week. Let me look at safety.
Dylan Fenneman.
Oh, so Nikki, here's the issue. You got AJ Halsey. You got Thieneman. You got Kamari Ramsey. Who else? I would get Thieneman. I think I would get Thieneman. I don't know. I mean,
a cornerback and a safety. I mean, we did sign a couple safeties in free agency already.
So the thing is with that, you had one is going to be a rotational piece, and another one is already automatically on the 53-man roster because we give him a 3-year contract.
Well, your favorite Joe Tranchina is tapping in, and he's saying, "Are we going to draft?"
No, Francis is not going to be there for.
I was about to say. So what if? Yeah. What I was about to say. What if Francis is available as an offensive tackle? He's
already off the board at 20.
I think he's going to go before.
What about Arvell Reese? I would even. What about Arvell Reese?
They're off.
Reese. But Arvell Reese is gone on this mock draft.
Yeah, this is your BPA's on the all at pick 20. Here's your top players still left: Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, tight end, Kenyon Sadiq, Dylan Fenneman, who I think we should probably grab, especially after Mansour DeLane. At least we're bolstering with our these two guys are day one starters, I think. Peter Woods, Avion Terrell.
I like Avion Terrell.
I love Avion Terrell.
Let us know in the comments below who you pulling the trigger on at 20. And that's what I love about these BPA scenarios and going through, because I don't watch college football, so getting to learn about all of these players during this podcast leading up, especially looking at these draft scenarios and the BPA changing, it's a moving target every day. Because next week we're going to be talking about edges, and boy, I don't know, is it linebacker or edge while we talk about D-line today, Nikki? Is it linebacker or edge for you first at 12? If you had to pick one.
I had to pick one, I would still go with D-line.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because everything starts in the middle. Everything starts there, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Caleb Banks, who we pulling the trigger on?
Some of them, but see, who was the day one? Like the day one. That was
Caleb Banks, I thought.
Caleb Banks, and it was another one.
Lee Hunter.
Yeah.
They're both there.
And they're both there. 24
and 40. It's a little bit of a reach at pick 20. Not so much with Caleb, but maybe a little bit more with Lee, because we're going to get that grade. But let's pull the trigger. Let's just go Caleb. And then we'll see what comes up next on those picks, as we've kind of covered the D-line here today. Not a hot and sexy topic. I get it. I didn't know any of the names prior to coming in. I actually had to Google who was the number one drafted or the number one sought out, which is Caden McDonald, which I don't think, did we talk about Caden McDonald here tonight yet or no?
No,
No.
he's next on my list.
All
We
right,
could
let's
run
talk about
through him
Caden
real
because
quick.
he's up there.
He is from the Ohio State.
They
You have
got
to.
all the damn players over there.
Yeah, Ohio deep. They deep.
But you remember BG when we did the first draft show last year and we said the next 3 years Ohio is going to be deep in the draft. This is year 2.
Yeah, they got like starters on all 3 levels, it seems like.
So with
Here's Caden McDonald.
Yeah, Kate. So Caden McDonald, he came in at combine 6'2", 326 pounds. His arm span is 32 1/4, and his hand size is 9 3/4. So this dude, he will be he is going in as a plus starter, so like day 1. His prospect grade as far as when he will be drafted is like late 1, mid day 2. He is an elite run stuffer. He has 3 tech capability. With this past season at Ohio State, he's coming in with 65 tackles and 8 tackles for loss. He is projected as a potential first round pick. And not only he plays 3 tech, he also plays nose tackle, which is 0 tech. No, I'm sorry, that's 1 tech. So he plays 0 tech and he plays 3 tech. He also plays tool tech. He is known as the brick wall.
Brick wall.
Yes. Not on to add to his 65 tackles, his 8 tackles for losses. He also accumulated 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. At Ohio State, he is an elite run stop grade at 91.2. He is powerful. He is excellent at shedding blocks, and he's very consistent in that. Some of the weaknesses is inconsistent pass rush repertoire. Sometimes plays too high and can struggle with double teams. His NFL comparison, they're comparing him to Casey Hampton and DJ Reader.
Well, I mean, if he's at Ohio State, he's got to be pretty good, right, Nikki?
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like there's always about 5 to 10 players that come out of the draft every year from Ohio State. I don't know how many is it going to be this year, Kels? About 5 or 10?
Probably 50, 11 million.
50, 11 million. But Lewis is tapping back in, brings up a great point. He says, I'm trading back a few spots and picking up some extra slots, especially at that 20. Or now we're at a different pick. We're at the 3rd round pick that we've got now. But yeah, the trading back. Kels, what are you hearing in terms of trading back and all of that talk as we get ready to wrap up here about trading up? Folks are saying we should trade up to get Sonny Styles. Or we
so here's the thing.
Trade back to get more players.
Here's the thing. When people say trade up from 12, there's another component that people probably don't know about or they fail to realize. It's called draft points. We don't have enough draft points to trade up on 12, but we do have enough draft points to trade up 20, but it's only a little bit. So if we want to trade up on that 20th, we have to be between that 16 and that 20, but we could trade that 20 all the way down. So what we was talking about yesterday as an example, I hope I didn't lose it. So like with pick 20, we already know that Chicago, Buffalo Bills, the Browns, and even Denver, Seattle, New England, they need some players. So if we want to get like another 4th spot in that top 100, let's just say one of those teams I just named want to get in bed with us and get that 20th pick. We can say, okay, we'll give you your 20th pick so you can get your player. We'll take whatever spot you're at. Let's say, like, for example, Chicago, they're 25, or let's just look at New England Patriots, they're 31. Okay, we'll take your pick in that first round, but you're going to give us one of your second picks. And some of these teams that I named, they do have a second pick in the second round,
which we need, right?
Which we need.
So let me just toss it to Nikki. Nikki, what's your thoughts on the trade up, trade down? What are you hearing? Do you see the Cowboys potentially making a move on a trade up or down either way?
Yeah. Well, I can honestly tell you off top, they have no plans on trading the 12th spot. They don't have any plans on doing that. 20th spot, they
12,
have had
12 is locked. 12 is locked, right?
Right. They don't, unless something tremendously changed as of right now, they don't have any plans on changing, giving up that 12th. But on the 20th, they are open to it, depending on if who's there at 20 for them that they've considered it as a pick for them or not. But they do have a mindset, hey, we can trade 20 so we can get back into the second round, because we don't have a second round pick, so we need a second round pick. But I think it's gonna all come down to who is actually available when at 20 for us, and if it's worth keeping that 20 or trading back and getting us back in the second round.
Now here's another scenario. There is a player that both LA Rams and Baltimore are looking at. They're very heavy with them. LA is at 13, Baltimore is at 14. If this said player is there by the time Miami picks, LA or Baltimore is going to call Jerry and ask for that 12th pick.
So, I mean, scenarios on scenarios on scenarios on scenarios. Like, if this happens, we do this. If this happens, we do that. So nobody's going to know until the day. And I think that's what I love to keep on talking about, Kels, that you talked about. The BPA is shaped up by free agency. We're in the free agency window now. We've already got a couple free safeties, a cornerback, a DT, a lot of defensive players. That's going to continue to change as free agency date goes on. When is the free agency date shut down, Kels? Teams can make moves before we get into the draft. We can continue to free agency still be open, I think, until May, right?
No, the free agency, all the trade talks, all the whatever you want to do. Hold on, I'm gonna give you the date right now.
Yeah, because we got the franchise tag coming up on that too. And let me get Nikki's thoughts on that with George Pickens. He's on the tag, but now we're starting to see some stuff come out that
the deadline is election day, November 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Interesting. As we talk about one circus, there's another circus. But anyway,
yeah,
we're talking about George Pickens. What's your thoughts on the tag, Nikki? And there's I'm hearing he not going to play or report to camp if he don't get a long-term deal. Do you see maybe that becoming an issue with no long-term deal and playing on the tag? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think George thought process is going to be heavily influenced by his agent and heavily influenced by the media on what should happen or what shouldn't do. But I also think he should take advice from his team, especially Dak, of the way Dak told him that he should handle it.
Yeah, don't take it personal.
I wouldn't miss playing for $29 million, $29 million. Just because, hey, nothing like betting on yourself, showing that you believe in yourself and you know who you are. But on the other hand, I do wish we go ahead and get him on a long-term deal so we can release some of that money. We can get some of that money back and we can sign some more players.
Yeah, because if he does play on the tag, that's the $28 million coming off the books this year.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what? I know we was talking about Peter Woods, and
I love Peter Woods.
It just dawned on me. I can see I could see San Fran getting him in some part of the draft because he is a 3-4
He's a
defender.
3-4 and he played both. He played all.
Oh, so he's hybrid. Okay.
He played
I know he played primarily 3-4 this past season.
Yeah, he plays. He's what 6'3". He's 6'3", 310.
He came in at combine 298, so he lost a couple of pounds.
Oh, okay.
But he could get it up. But I mean, he's still in that 290 pound plus range that that Christian Parker wants.
But the only thing with Peter Woods too that would have to be that we have to look at with him too. I mean, he's good. The only thing with him, he tends to over pursue sometimes.
Yeah, and he got violent hands.
He tends to over pursue. And he can be a little like miss a little bit on as a run defender. To me, he's not as strong as a run defender as we want him to be. But he does over pursue a lot. But
he got hands. He very violent.
But he's very dominant.
Which team was it that Clemson played and he smacked that guard in the mouth so hard that it looked like he could see stars in his head? I forgot what game that was. I mean, what team that was.
Well, it's time to wrap it up, y'all. We've covered defensive line, not the sexiest topic of all, but we've learned about some D-line folks and where they're at. So we've shared those links down in the comments below. We appreciate the ladies tapping in. Cowboys Nikki, is always good to have you. For folks that don't know Cowboys Nikki, her and I go back to 2018. We met at the NFL draft in Dallas, where I left my mispriced book, which, by the way, I think they did a balloon release for her today. So sending condolences out to Mama Price's family. But yeah, you mailed that book back to me after I left, man. 2018, that's like 8 years ago, Cowboys Nikki.
Long time.
Yeah, I think I met Kels in was it June? I think I met her in April. I think you in June in Miami of 18 out there, right? Yeah, small world. Well, that's been defensive line. So make sure and turn on your notifications and tune in next week. We're gonna be talking about edges. I know everybody's gonna want to talk about edges next week. I'm looking forward to it, and y'all should too. So have a great Sunday out there. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Thank you to the Built Different Group supporters and the Patreon supporters. Get your position predictions in. Not a sexy pick, but we've examined the D-line.
Hey, and Nikki, if you're not doing anything, maybe you could hop on because all these runs together. Because
they do.
Because these players, I'm just thinking about it. They're hybrids. They play edge and they play tackle.
Yeah, we'll have Scotty on from North Carolina too as well next week. When my girl Kels from the Intels brings some more guests. So North Carolina, where you at? Take your shirt, wave it around your head like a helicopter. We'll see y'all on the edges next week on the next episode.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.